You were not made by accident. You were forged, designed, carried through fire to remember who you are. This is Change by Design, the podcast for the misfits, the builders, and the kings in hiding. I'm Tremont McCray, scroll bearer, mindset coach, and living proof that your alignment is the new success. Each week, we're going to be breaking cycles they call normal and unlock the blueprint heaven wrote in your bones. Because you were made to fit in. You were made to rebuild the system. You are not random. You are changed by design. Welcome back, guys, to another great episode. This is episode 2. Title, The Problem You Were Born to Solve. Let's get into it. You know how we flow. So you're not here to impress. You're here to answer. Impressing is about others. Answering the call, that's about the Most High. It's about you reclaiming your divinity. And it's purpose over performance. Most people go into any area of life you can name. Even when you want to go to creation, podcasting, YouTubing, social media as a whole, right? Everyone's performing. Just sit back and look. They're doing things for likes. They're doing things for follows. They're trying to get a reaction out of something. Or even at your job, they're not really being who they truly are. They're acting the part. All the way down to like being, I would say, a manual labor type job. That's probably the closest thing you're going to get to being your authentic self, because you got to put in work. But other than that, all these corporate level jobs and these titles, these names of CEOs and managers and stuff, man, they're just acting. They're just performing just to get a check. But then you actually start building something of your own, walking in what the Most High calls you to do, to be. You don't have to perform. You just have to show up and be the best you that you know you are. That's how you know it's purpose over performance. Performance is going to run out. Like, you can only perform for so long. And then you're going to get tired. Why? Because the truth requires no external energy to sustain itself. It's just true. Meanwhile, to fake it, to act as if, when you're really not, even when you're talking about artists and singers and actors as a whole, I already know actors, man. Come on, don't get me started on actors, guys. It takes energy to sustain a lie. And sadly, most are living a lie. But there's a problem that you were born to solve, that only you can solve. It's what's been weighing on you since birth. It's time to answer the call by doing the work, guys. You do the work of alignment of yourself, and then that opens the gateway to help others. So your purpose is twofold, okay? Most people talk about purpose as if it's just one thing. That's not true. Purpose is multi-layered, but I'm going to keep it simple for you. The first purpose is to know who you are, your divine identity. To remember is something that you remember through creation. And you activate it through service. That's how you have a second purpose. And that second purpose has to do with serving others. What is the Most High called you to do is also who He called you to be. For instance, I'm not just, and these are activities, right? I'm not just a speaker, a writer, a coach, a leader, a builder. I'm not just those things. Those are titles. Underneath all those titles, I am the divine architect. I am the king quantum alchemist, the one who transmutes all things into gold. That's who I am. So I move a certain way. I think a certain way. And my purpose is to build heaven on earth. And ultimately, that's the third level of everyone's purpose, to build heaven on earth. Now, I'm not talking metaphysically. I'm not talking spiritually. I'm talking actually through embodied effort, through embodied alignment with the source. And it starts with frequency, okay? It starts with aligning yourself with the proper frequency of truth so that you can actually do it, so you can create. But we have to start with the level one, which is knowing who you are. And even, I would say, discovering yourself through service. And that's why you have to figure out, what is the problem you were born to solve? Do the work. You know that there's something that you should be doing right now. You might be doing it this very second, listening to this podcast. If you're not, you have to start now. Because the time is not waiting on you. Like, you're waiting on the time to change. But in reality, the movement of events and circumstances and situations and people that you are destined to help and serve, they're waiting on you to get to that point of elevation. So every scroll or life assignment, you may call it a life assignment, is linked to a problem in the world. And that's within you, right? Every purpose is linked to a problem in the world. The Most High created the solution as you. That's how valuable you are. You are the provision that you're seeking. And by provision, I mean money, opportunity, resources, relationships, food, shelter, cars, the whole 9 yards, guys. That's what the Babylon system, right? That's what they want to teach you to do. They want you to just chase provisions your whole life. Not realizing that you being on assignment and on purpose is going to attract the provision to you so that you can serve, right? Why would the Most High make it difficult for you to live your purpose and for you to help his children? Why would he make it difficult for you to do that? He wouldn't. Now, if you're talking about the journey of becoming, the journey of your first purpose, which is to be one with the source, that's a trial by fire. The fire is there to refine you. The contrast, the suffering, the pain, the lack, the neglect, right? The silence. That's a tool of refinement. But after you get through that phase and you activate your kingship phase, you're in governance mode, dominion, right? But you have to get there. And the only way to get there is to do the work. And that is why your frequency is the key. And if you never heard that, it's time that you start understanding that frequency is the level of all things in existence. Vibration, energy, and frequency. So if you want to know where you're going in life, and if you're on your divine assignment, look at the level of frequency that you operate out of. The higher the frequency, the more light that you can operate in, the more light you can transmit. And your purpose is light encoded, right? It's encoded in light. And as you vibrate higher, your vessel physically, and then your mind mentally, and then your spirit spiritually, energetically, you're able to process more of what we call light. And your purpose becomes ease. It becomes who you are. So that starts with changing the basic things, your diet, Are you still eating low vibrational food? Cut that out. That's like honestly, I would say that's the main thing is the diet, guys. You got to stop eating a lot of stuff that the Babylonian system has put in front of you and start to fast. Fasting is a purification. It's a return. And this is going to put you in the proper mindset and the proper frequency to hear your inner self. And remember, to hear your inner self is to hear the voice of God, because your spirit is in communion with the Father every single day. You just have to open your vessel, clean your vessel out so that you can hear properly, right? But your soul always knew. And I know this is kind of like a common thing to say. Well, maybe it's not so common, but it's common to me. Your soul knows. It's timeless, guys. It's ageless. It's beyond shape and form. It's light. Literally. And you've been here for who knows how long, right? Who knows how long. But the time is an illusion. So it's not even about a long time. It's not about the time factor. It's about the being factor. You are a flame for the throne room of the Most High. And you must know that. Your body is the vessel, the channel of your soul. And your soul has work to do. You didn't incarnate here for no purpose. Right? Let me change the music on this one. You didn't incarnate here without a purpose. That wouldn't make any sense. In the divine plan and scheme of whole reality, the Most High gave everything a purpose. Even things as simple and mundane as a chair, a table, your pinky, clothes, like anything you can name that is in this physical dimension, we're originated in the ether, the fifth dimension, with its blueprint in the seventh dimension. That's heaven. And it has a purpose. Everyone has a purpose. But you must listen to your inner self, to your soul beyond form, to the God in you, if you want to live it out. And it's been speaking to you all your life, haven't it? In the whispers of your dreams, in the silence that you run from, in the solitude of your becoming, your soul speaks to you. And it sends you messages in the forms of people, situations, and circumstances, just to see, will you remember? Man, will you remember is the question of the day. Will you remember why you're here? Will you remember that you are the solution that you're seeking? Will you remember that others need your light to ignite their own? And this is calling on leadership. Because ultimately your purpose is going to lead you to leadership. Because it's not just for you. It's not even just for those around you. It's for those who have come before you and for those who will come after you. That's how important this is, guys. And there's this problem that only you can solve. Can't nobody do it the way you can. Can't nobody say it the way you can. And can't nobody be it the way you are destined to be it. It's in your DNA. It's in your DNA. Now, this is a podcast, but I'm considering this as a sermon. This is spiritual food, guys. Eat the truth of knowledge. Eat the truth of identity. And overcome, I would even say obliterate all false obstacles in your path. Get to the point where nothing can stop you. Now, how pain clarifies purpose, guys. We got to talk about pain. Pain does not break you. It forms you. It forges you. The contrast teaches you preference. The contrast isn't, no, I don't like that. Nah, that don't feel good. I don't think that's good for me. So your life experiences will give you contrast. And the only way to know what is on your path, what is destined for you, is to know what is not. If you went through cycles of doubt, illusions, fear, lack, suffering, anger, like all these lower frequencies of experiences, which, if you was born on planet Earth, you probably experienced. You must start walking in the opposite direction. If you've been mistreated, then now you have learned how to treat others. It's been a common theme in adulthood when you have kids. I have kids, right? I would not treat you how my parents treated me. How would I know that? How would I know how to treat my son if my dad didn't treat me properly? Now, you can argue that, or you can see the perspective of, well, if your dad treated you well, then you would treat your son well. That's only partially true, because I may have neglected his treatment. I may have taken it for granted. I may not have seen the contrast in how he could have treated me. So now I'm growing up without appreciation, and I'm, on the path to treat my son negatively because I didn't appreciate how well my father treated me. That's just one way to look at it. But if you have been mistreated and your covenant, your vow is to not treat your son the same way, to not treat others the same way, oh yeah, that contrast taught you a lesson. That pain that stayed with you, it taught you the greatest lesson of all, because you know how it feels. And if you know how something feels, you don't wish that upon anybody. Not if you're walking in purpose, at least, right? So the contrast is going to teach you preference. And from that preference, that's how you navigate this world. And ultimately, it leads you back to yourself, to what the Most High planted in you before you were born. And that's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to be. Because now you're peace. Your inner peace is good. Your joy is returning. And what is sustaining you is this fire. It's no longer validation, applause, not even food. It is covenant with the Father. Because I always say a man without a purpose is like a ship without a captain lost at sea. Your purpose gives you your guiding light. Your purpose is your lighthouse. And when you become your purpose, no longer seeking it, but embodying it, then you, my friend, have become light. So I got a question for you then. Where in your life has been the most painful? Think about it. Where in your life has been the most painful? See if there is a seed of prophecy within that period of your life. What has hurt you so deeply that you feel called to do something about it so that others don't have to experience the same level of hurt? What is it? For me, it's not knowing who you are. It's being misunderstood. It's being mistreated, treated with disrespect. It's being not believed in, not trusted, not honored properly. So here I am speaking on how to honor yourself properly, how to remember who you are, how to remember that you are the son of God, the daughter of God, and your royalty. The chosen ones are royalty walking amongst the forgotten souls. So cut you so deep. What was that? You gotta really think about that. Meditate on that. Access your Akashic records and call forth your ancestral guidance to give you strength and discernment. You're gonna find it. Matter of fact, it's already found you. You just have to pay attention. So your presence is the solution. Your pain was the clue. I want you to have to sit with that. And here's something for you. At the end of every podcast, I always give a call to action. And we wrap up with some type of affirmation, right? So the call to action for this one is to name one problem you've always noticed, even as a kid. Name it. And there you'll find a clue to your purpose. All right? So that's it for this scroll, guys. If it works something up in you, sit with it. Don't rush. Don't scroll away. Let it breathe. And if you're ready to build identity from alignment, not from survival, I got you. Tap in weekly. Share this with your tribe, because purpose isn't something you chase. It's who you already are. You're not broken. You're just changed by design. And I want you to say this with me. I am my purpose. My purpose is me. I walk with fire. And I live in truth. Let them feel it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's go. Let's go.